as you take a look at downtown Tulsa. One Oak Field to be precise for tonight's matchup between the Tulsa Roughnecks and New Mexico United. The Roughnecks are officially out of the playoffs. They are eliminated, but they have 2 games left against New Mexico United and Reno 1868. Steve Brock's alongside me. Eliminated from the playoffs, where do they get their motivation tonight?
Well, I think although Tulsa are out of the playoffs, one of the things that new ownership brings for these players is the opportunity to renew their contract for next year. So a lot of these players, although they may not be playing for a playoff place, are playing for a new place on the squad next year, and that's something I think they all have in the forefront of their minds. As for New Mexico United, they sit in 11th place, 2 points behind Los Dos, looking to clinch that last playoff place. And a win tonight, Steve, and it puts it into their own hands against Tacoma Defiance back at their own patch next Wednesday. A must-win game for New Mexico tonight. It is a must-win game, Dave. And another thing to remember about New Mexico is they do have a game in hand. And sometimes the tendency when you have a game in hand is to think, great, there's 3 points in the bag, but again, you've got to go out and win them. So it's a game at a time for them, and tonight is definitely one they need to win.
A player to look out for on New Mexico's team is Devin Sandoval. He got the September Player of the Month, Steve Brox, with 6 goals, a really good all-round striker.
Yeah, he has been a great striker this year. Hat-trick against Colorado Switchbacks, which is a big thing as well, scoring those goals. And that's what you need at this level, is a striker. And New Mexico have 3 guys that are well informed with scoring goals.
As for the Roughnecks, one of their best signings this season has been the Brazilian Marlon. Just 8 appearances, 5 goals, and he's given the attack a much-needed spice.
Yeah, that's definitely something you're going to need. Getting goals is important, and creativity from midfield is something Tulsa's really going to be looking to bring into tonight's game.
We are set fair then for this one tonight between New Mexico United, a vital game for them against the Tulsa Roughnecks. We will be back with the first half and your starting lineups. My name's Dave Saunders, joined tonight by Steve Brox. We'll see you after the break.
My name is Abigail Bailey. I was at my yearly checkup when I was 12, and we went and got x-rays, and she diagnosed me with scoliosis and that we needed surgery as soon as possible.
Tulsa Bone and Joint was very compassionate. They took their time with us. They answered questions. He was very encouraging.
Dr. Clark helped me see that there is life after spinal fusion. Just because your spine is fused doesn't mean that you can't do what you love to do.
I'm Chad Smith with Becco Contractors. As an employer, we're always worried about new employees coming to the job and not being aware of their surroundings and just not knowing what they're really doing because it's a new job site. So the partnership with Tulsa Tech has really helped us take that worry out of the equation. We know that they're fully trained and ready to go by the time they show up on the job.
How was school today?
Mrs. Smith, what are you doing?
Recycling.
You can't put plastic bags in the blue recycling cart, but you can recycle this milk jug. You can recycle stuff from all over the house.
You can recycle this empty box.
What about these hangers?
Just aluminum and steel cans, paper and cardboard, plastic bottles and jugs,
glass bottles and jars.
To learn more, check out TulsaRecycles.com.
Welcome in everybody then to One Oak Field here in downtown Tulsa. The visitors today, New Mexico United, sitting in 11th place, looking for that playoff spot. They are 2 points behind Los Dos, who play later on tonight. As for the Roughnecks, as we said into the introduction there to the program, they have 2 games left, both here at One Oak Field. This one and then again next week against 1860 Reno. Here's the New Mexico United lineup. Alongside me, Steve Brox tonight. And Steve, there he is, Devin Sandoval, the number 9, and he is going to be something for the Roughnecks defence to look out for tonight.
Yeah, I think Devin Sandoval, but this New United team, Dave, is full of goals. We talked about it earlier, the two forwards and goals coming from centre midfield as well. So Tulsa are going to have to be switched on tonight, especially against a team chasing the playoffs.
A very experienced side as well. Several players 30 or above, an experienced side. Here are the Tulsa Roughnecks, and it's another start up front for the Nigerian Toby Uzo and Steve Brox. It will be an interesting lineup tonight because no Altamirano, he drops to the bench. Boyaki there on one wing, and look out for the Brazilian De Costa as well. But the Roughnecks, as we know, like to feed the number 9, Big Toby Uzo tonight.
They do, Dave, and we've talked about that being one of the main ways that the Roughnecks like to play is into Uzo's feet. But what was interesting in the warm-up was they were running through a shadow play where they were going to the wings as soon as possible from the midfield. So I'll be interested to see how early they get the ball wide tonight and try and get around the back of New Mexico and play into Uzo from the wings.
New Mexico then against the Tulsa Roughnecks. It's the Roughnecks who get us underway, playing from right to left on your screens, all in blue tonight against New Mexico in 11th place with those yellow shorts, white socks and white shirts. Playing from left to right on your screens in, really, you would suggest, as the ball goes through, trying to get in behind the Roughnecks defence, Stevie Brox, it's a must-win game for New Mexico tonight.
It is, Dave, yeah, and again, we touched on it before, they've got a game in hand, and the tendency sometimes when you've got a game in hand is to think, okay, we got one chance to mess up and we can put it back into our control, but you can't. 3 points aren't guaranteed from the game in the hands, so you need to take every game as it comes and win what you can.
Mullen with the clearance there for the Roughnecks, but it is Reyes getting involved there. There's Uzo knocking the ball off here for De Costa. De Costa with the most assists for the Roughnecks this season brings in Marlon. Marlon now looking for his 6th goal of the season, but he's wide. He's driven the ball in there. It's Uzo with a header just over the top, and that's what you get from big Toby Uzo up there.
Yeah, it's what we talked about earlier, Dave, as well. They got the ball wide, gave the ball to Marlon. He's a bag of tricks and whipped in a good ball for the big man up top.
Just had a glimpse there of the referee, Lucas Spala, assisted tonight by Jeffrey Skinker, John Krill, and the 4th is Michael Capp. Here's Cody Mizell back from injury. Produced a fantastic save in the 1-1 draw in the last game against RGV. Drives the ball up to halfway here. Reyes is there. Hat-trick. Gets the header in, and that will be away for a throw-in. There's Coach Troy in his first season with this inaugural season. He's had plenty of experience with the likes of Charlotte Independence, and the record versus the Roughnecks, of course, they did play that one game. We'll come more about that in the commentary, but there was that one game back in March which finished 2-1 to New Mexico. So their first season in the USL Championship, and looking, as we said, to get into those playoff spots. The Roughnecks looking to get some momentum to go into next season. Here's captain Cyprian Hedrick driving the ball forward, looking for Uzo. Good win in the air there by Hamilton. Roughnecks have it with De Costa. De Costa goes down, foul by Guzman. No, says the referee. Play on we go. Foul for you there, Steve?
Yeah, I thought it was, and what's interesting is New Mexico early on in the game, they have shut everything down in midfield, and they've been very physical.
Swinging it around quite nicely here. Good possession. Coming up the Roughnecks defence here. Ball slipped through here. Chance on goal, perhaps. And there's the shot in the end. Coming in from Santi Moore. The number 11, drifting in from the left-hand side, but well wide, Steve.
Yeah, it was. He's a little bit off balance there.
Didn't start the last game, came on as a substitute, but plenty of experience again. And they've got goals, as Steve said, all over the pitch. 11 goals for Santi Moore this season. Here's the first goal kick then for Sean Lewis, wearing all orange tonight. Lewis clears up then to halfway. Ball headed out. That'll be a throw-in for the Roughnecks, who make just the one change. As we said, Christian Altamirano on the bench tonight. In comes Boyaki Mensah on the left-hand side. Brazilian Marlon will be playing on the right. There's Hedrick just getting a little bit of a tangle. Marlon Roberts, those two have been the centre-back preferred pairing for Mike Ensian for much of the season. Here's Hedrick again, got caught slightly late by Sandoval. De Costa's beaten by Guzman. Look for Guzman and Hamilton in the central midfield. Slight challenge late from Uzo, but I think the referee's just letting a few of these late challenges go early on, Stevie Brox.
Yeah, he is. And one of the things, Dave, I think Tulsa want to be careful here is they don't let New Mexico get in too much of a rhythm. Right then we saw it, they're pinging the ball around really well, and Tulsa have struggled to get the ball out back into midfield early on. And I think they're going to want to stop them getting comfortable and getting on the ball like that, especially when you're away from home. You want to try and take something out of the game and get it at your pace.
New Mexico, it is trying to build, but it's cut out well. Here's the number 12, Luca Lobo. Lobo, who did score the only goal in New Mexico back in March in the 2-1 defeat. Ball threaded through, across comes Cyprian Hedrick and sweeps up, and that's what you need from your captain. But just a moment there that New Mexico were on the attack, trying to get in the box there, Steve.
Yeah, I just think Roberts needed a few more options from centre midfield, and they didn't seem to be much coming towards him there.
2 balls on the field. It's going to be a throw in then for Padilla. Padilla with the ball again at his feet. Estrada involved. Here's Hamilton, the 24-year-old. Ball now on the far side for Santi Mora. Marlon gets a foot in. That'll be a throw in then for New Mexico United. And Steve and I were saying there are a good few New Mexico fans who've made the trip in from Albuquerque, Steve. Yeah,
it's impressive. I mean, getting behind your team on the first season like this, it's good to see. Obviously, they got good things going on in New Mexico and giving the locals something to get behind.
Yeah, and they obviously it's a vital game for them tonight. They do go back at home on Wednesday against Tacoma Defiance, already eliminated, of course, from the playoffs. Although they had a good win against Fresno. Tacoma Defiance. So no game is a given, Steve, isn't it? It's tight in the end of the season. No game a given. Everybody's scrapping for whatever they've got to scrap for.
And that's one of the things that's interesting about the USL, Dave, is you've got lads that come into teams halfway through a season. They can be unknowns, and they come in and they're playing 10, 9 games to try and make a name for themselves, because ultimately they want to get a contract at the club they're at or somewhere else, because this is their job at the end of the day.
Both teams enjoying some possession. No real clear-cut chances on goal so far. Just coming up to the 7-minute mark here, 0-0 the score. Plenty of games to talk about. We'll give you some updated scores at half-time. Some games, of course, starting later on as we go to West Coast. Hedrick getting shut down there by Santi Mora. Throw in then for the number 13, Matt Sheldon. Playing at right back tonight for the Tulsa Roughnecks. Throwing down the right-hand side. Looks for Uzo. Uzo flicks it on. Ball loose in the centre of the field. Here's Padilla.
Well run by Reyes there. Dave, we were talking about it earlier. The job he does in midfield for Tulsa is excellent.
Yeah, Reyes and Manny Gonzales sitting there. Here is Reyes on the ball, the Honduran. Swing it out to the right-hand side, brings in Matt Sheldon. Sheldon crosses the halfway line here. He's got Marlon outside. Marlon back into Reyes. Roughnecks trying to keep possession there. There's a foul on Matt Sheldon. And that was good possession from the home side, Steve Brox.
It was, Dave, and I don't think it's any coincidence it's all going through Reyes, keeping the game ticking over nicely in the middle.
Going to be a free kick then on the far side now. Anybody who's watched the Tulsa Roughnecks this season will know about this man with 13 assists, De Costa, from a similar position. There were a couple of goals in the 3-2 defeat against Sacramento Republic, the last game here at One Oak. The likes of Uzo want to be on the end of this one. Referee just checking. There's 10 yards as the ball is placed. De Costa, somewhat of a master at this. Going to be a left-footed in-swinger in and around the penalty spot. De Costa waits. Referee blows the whistle. And in they go, and it's a good header away. by Justin Schmidt on the end of that one. But still the Roughnecks knocking on the door. Ball loose here, but it's cleared away. Manny Gonzales gets a foot on it. Peruzzo heads it back into the box. Out comes the keeper. Overhead kick. What a goal! Toby Peruzzo, an outstanding piece of skill. An overhead kick from inside the 6-yard box. 9 minutes gone. It's the Tulsa Roughnecks 1, New Mexico United 0.
He did really well there, Dave, and I think one of the things that's going to be interesting throughout the rest of the game is how New Mexico cope with this Tulsa physical presence in the box. You see the flick-ons here twice, and they just can't deal with it. And it's fantastic for Peruzzo, isn't it, to be able to do that?
Well, I think when you're as big as he is, I think to produce an overhead kick De Costa-like, there he is. And the big Nigerian gets his 5th goal of the season, and we'll see it again here. That's even to try that, Steve Brox, is something amazing, isn't it?
Oh, it's such a tight angle as well, Dave. I mean, just the technique and everything it takes to do that.
So, just coming up to the 10-minute mark, and the Roughnecks then have the lead 1-0. Toby Peruzzo justifying his selection again. De Silva started the last game. Peruzzo was out suspended, but he comes straight back in here, and he'll be pleased to have got that one. And the Roughnecks will want to settle things down. They did go 2-0 up in an amazing game here, which eventually won 4-3 against San Antonio. And then the next week, they're going 2-0 down to Sacramento Republic, which was too much for them to come back from. They ended up losing that one 3-2, even though they did get back to 2-2 at one point. There's Guzman. Bit of a shock for the 11th placed side here. They'll need to pick themselves up a little bit, Steve.
Yeah, I think it was against the run of play, but immediately New Mexico have settled in. And one of the things that's interesting about New Mexico is their fullbacks and their wide players are really hugging the wings. They're stretching Tulsa across the middle, so it's really making that 5-man midfield work.
Here's Teto. Forward, looking for... Well, the referee has said there was a foul on Sandoval, Devon Sandoval. There he is. The man that we highlighted, Steve Brox, in the top of the programme, but hasn't had any chances on goal yet. But good strikers don't need many chances, do they?
No, they don't, Dave. And I think one of the things that's going to be important for Tulsa is they're going to have to stay switched on at the back.
So New Mexico trying to fashion something out, but it's stolen away here by De Costa. De Costa goes to ground. Referee will say that he was clipped by Sam Hamilton. So free kick. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world since 1947. Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Reyes swings it to the left-hand side, brings in Luca Lobo. He goes back to Malan Roberts. Roberts infield here to Reyes, as we said, likes to make things tick for the Roughnecks in the central midfield with Manny Gonzales. Boyke Mensah getting involved. Here's Peruzzo, the goal scorer. Slightly loose here. De Costa does well, the Brazilian. Brings in Matt Sheldon at right back. Good from the home side so far. Knocking it around pretty well here. Reyes runs into trouble. Hamilton wins it back. Guzman, the former Oklahoma City Energy man, picks it up in the midfield. And now it's New Mexico here with Guzman just knocking it around, and they're a decent side.
They are, Dave, and they're moving the ball really well. And one of the things you've got to be careful of is when you start to get in this rhythm of the short 5-yard, 6-yard, 7-yard balls, you don't just make them for the sake of it. When you're playing those passes for the sake of it is when you can make a mistake. And when you've got big boys like Toby Peruzzo sniffing around, you could be in trouble.
Ball driven down the left-hand side, and Moore takes his eye off the ball there. It's a very experienced side again as well, Steve. You know, you've got Suggs at number 5, 30-year-old. You've got a couple of 31-year-olds in there. You know, they've got the experience. That's what they've built.
Yeah, it's important, isn't it, to have that in a team like this, especially in your first year and when you're chasing the playoffs. And a situation like this, away from home, 1-0 down, knowing you can keep your playoff destiny in your control if you win tonight. It's important you don't start to lose your heads in panic.
Yeah, they go back at home on Wednesday against Tacoma Defiance. That wonderful home crowd that always get behind their team. Here's Peruzzo holding the ball up. Plenty of white shirts around. Does well to feed the ball off. Here's Sheldon now, up from right back in an advanced position. Marlon plays a little 1-2 with De Costa. Guzman will pick it up, though. Suggs did well defensively. Now Boyke Mensah wins it back for the Roughnecks. Here's Manny Gonzales. Good 1-2. Wonderful football from the home side here. Boyke Mensah now linking up well with Marlon. Twisting and turning, having to go back to Reyes. Reyes now, right-footed ball into the box. Out comes the keeper. Does extremely well, does Mizell, but good building up from the home side again, Steve Brox.
It was good, Dave. And what's interesting is it seems like New Mexico are struggling to cope with the lone striker. Physicality seems to be a problem. They're not a big pair of centre-backs, what they've got. I mean, if you compare them to what Tulsa's got down this end, they're not as big, and I think that's somewhere where they're struggling. You can see Uzo is holding the ball up. Like you mentioned, he had 4 or 5 players around him, and he still managed to keep the ball.
Suggs getting involved there, but it's going to go back here to Justin Schmidt. Not afraid to knock it around. Here's Tete. Now Hamilton. Hamilton's got a couple of goals this season as well. Would dearly love to get one now to bring his side back to level terms. This is a good run from Suggs coming forward. Spins it out here to Moore. Low ball into the box, and there's Manny Gonzales from around about the penalty spot to clear the danger somewhat. Still Moore. Into the box, there's Hedrick getting a flick on, and then away by Boyke Mensah here. Going on a striding run down the left-hand side. No blue shirts around him, has to go himself. Good play from the Ghanaian. Now bringing in Marlon. Marlon could try one here, does. Cleared away, here's Uzo onto this one. Uzo goes down. No penalty, says the referee, and I think he might have a little word with Toby Uzo here about the way he went down there. Steve Brox?
Yeah, it's hard for me to tell, Dave. At first, I thought the defender went to ground a little early. And, you know, Uzo, like any forward in that position, he's going to try and get the penalty. But I don't see the defender getting much of the ball there. He doesn't get much of Uzo either, but I mean, it's a tough one for me. I'm surprised the ref didn't give it. You've seen him given. Seen him given.
I'm just wondering whether Toby Uzo, without being critical, maybe could have pulled the trigger there and had a go on goal, because it was maybe looking for that one. I don't know. Would have to see it again just to see if there was any contact there. Of course, the referee only gets one look, as we always know. 1-0 it is. Toby Uzo's goal. Inside 7 minutes here at One Oak Field. You're very welcome here on ESPN+. New Mexico United, the visitors, in 11th place. And now Marlon is down.
What's interesting, Dave, is that if you watch already, Devin Sandoval's not had much of the ball. He's dropping in deeper. When a forward's not getting the ball into his feet, especially a goal scorer, they're going to come looking for the ball because they get agitated, and they're going to get involved where they shouldn't be getting involved and making mistakes like that. I think he was one who brought down Marlon there, chasing the ball.
Yeah, Marlon is okay. He's back up. Troy Lusan having a word with the referee there. Ball is easily going to go all the way back to the goalkeeper, Mizell.
Uzo wasn't happy then. I think he feels that was a bit of a wasted chance, Dave.
So New Mexico then building again. Is Teta from the back. Good shutting down from Uzo. Good wrong footing from the defender, though. Guzman up to Sandoval. Every player in a white shirt is very happy to have the ball at their feet. Here's Suggs. Good on the ball. Reyes was being pulled back there, and that's what Reyes gives you. He's tenacious character in the midfield. Getting pulled back there. Plenty of soccer to be played, of course, as teams jostle for these top 10 positions. Of course, we know who's already won the league, but congratulations to Phoenix. And other teams we'll get into in the commentary have already secured their playoff position. Here's a ball into the box. Good defending. Here's Manny Gonzales playing it back into the area. Comes back out here to De Costa. Boyki Mensah. Here's Gonzales. Good flick from De Costa. Brings in Marlon. Marlon gets tackled, and that'll be a throw into the Roughnecks.
Mensah's looked lively in this first part of the game, drifting all around. He started out wide on the left. He's gone over into the middle now, buzzing around over there.
New Mexico fans making their noise. Somewhat of a home tradition that they always come in on the 19th minute and 20 seconds. And they are making that noise for that reason. Here are the Roughnecks. And that is away. It's going to be a throw-in for Matt Sheldon. Tune in to ESPN 3 Saturday, October the 19th for a special game of the week to close out the 2019 season. A home playoff match is at stake when Real Monarchs SLC host Sacramento Republic FC. The winner hosts a playoff match while the loser potentially goes into the play-in game. Catch all the drama Saturday, October the 19th on ESPN 3. Here in the midfield is Estrada. Estrada and Guzman linking up there in the middle. And here's Josh Suggs, the former Colorado Springs switchback player. 24th start tonight. Brings in Padilla. Boyki Mensah back there helping out. And he doesn't keep that one in. Boyki Mensah telling the assistant he was wrong. It's going to be a throw. We've got two balls on the field again. Wian wanted to get on with it, but it's going to be left for Padilla. Good defensive play from Boyki Mensah, though, Steve.
Yeah, you know, Coach Etienne's going to want to make sure that his wide players do their tracking back, and to be coming back like that is something he's going to have to do all game, especially now they got the goal up. And you can see New Mexico's trying to get the game going at their tempo. They're trying to dictate play, and I think the Tulsa boys will have to be alert to that.
Here's Sheldon after a giveaway from Schmidt. Sheldon hasn't got a lot of options on. Brings in Hedrick. Hedrick had to get in there quickly because Devon Sandoval was shutting him down. Here's Marlon Roberts now at the heart of the defence for the Roughnecks. Here's Reyes coming back from his central midfield berth. Plays a right-footed ball to the left-hand side, bringing in Luca Lobo.
Fantastic change of play then, Dave.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Good spreading of the field. Lobo wanted the throw-in.
It's interesting watching Tulsa then. When Reyes dropped in, it was almost like they went to playing three at the back, pushing your two centre-backs out wide, and it allowed the full-backs to bomb on and really stretch. And what that does for New Mexico is it could potentially creates a situation where their defenders are left, you know, 2-on-1, which is not something they want to be out wide.
The voice of Steve Brox alongside yours truly, Dave Saunders, here tonight in the commentary box here at downtown Tulsa, One Oak Field. Watching this one, the Roughnecks have the early lead, 1-0. Toby Uzo with the goal. But here at New Mexico on the attack. Here's Moore, who's switched from left to right here. Trying to get a ball in. Goes back to Padilla instead. Padilla wearing 24. Left-footed ball, low ball in. Back heel from Sandoval, and that'll be an offside. And the Roughnecks will be happy with that, and they've done pretty well defensively. You know, New Mexico are a good side, they're knocking around, but so far, if you're Coach Hansen, you're quite pleased with your defence.
Yeah, I think Mike's going to be thrilled with the way the boys are playing at the back. Everything seems to be pretty calm, especially when you've got an experienced captain as well in the back line. It's important to talk the boys through it and keep them calm.
There is Devon Sandoval, who scored 6 goals in the month of September, therefore giving him the USL Player of the Month, quite rightly. Scored a couple of goals at Taft Stadium in the last away win for New Mexico, a 3-1 victory. Ball driven away by Cody Mizell. Brought down on his chin by Matt Sheldon. And a good step in from Reyes, but here's Guzman picking it up now. Juan Guzman bringing in Padilla up from right back. Gets it back. Guzman again, been on the ball, the 31-year-old. Experienced player.
Look at Santi Moore, Dave, tucked way out wide, sitting there on that touchline, just waiting for the ball to be swung out to him. And every time he gets to the ball, he's alert and he's running at the fullbacks.
There's Tete up from the back. Threads a ball through. Looking for Estrada. Estrada there is fouled Boyki Mensah. Free kick, says our referee, Mr. Spala. There's Boyke Mensah. He's had to wait his turn, but preferred tonight on the left-hand side. Altamirano, you would have thought, would play a part tonight at some stage. Here's Marlon Roberts. Goes short to Gonzales, gives it back. Those two interchanging. Good ball bringing in Sheldon. Sheldon with Moore. Sheldon does well. Keeps the ball here on the left-hand side to Marlon. Marlon now didn't find his colleague and gives it away. New Mexico have the ball and building out from the defence. Tate now into Guzman. Guzman sitting deep. Hamilton inside the centre circle now, spins it out to the right-hand side, brings in Padilla. Padilla, who's seen a lot of the ball down this right-hand side, giving Boyke Mensah some defending to do. They like to keep possession, Steve.
They got no problem keeping the ball and they're not forcing anything, which, you know, is fundamental, especially when you're a goal down. The tendency can be to panic and try and chase it, but they're staying calm, and I think a lot of that talks to the experience they got on the team.
Yeah, a lot of experience, as you say. Throw in then for Luca Lobo here. In your shot there, the number 12. He's played at left back and right back for the Tulsa Roughnecks. At left back tonight. His side leading by a 0-0. Toby Uzo there with the header, with an overhead kick. Guzman jumped in a little bit there, but didn't make contact, but that one he will. I wonder if the referee might just have a little word there.
I think Guzman's got to be careful, David. It looked like he lunged, and when you got both feet off the ground, that's not a good thing from a referee's point of view. Good
job he didn't make any contact. The referee choosing not to say anything. Free kick then. And it's Rodrigo De Costa again, the number 16 there in your shot. Wien will have to retreat the 10 yards. De Costa then. Can he produce another assist for the home side here? Here he is, clipping it left-footed, low into the box. There's a header of some sort, ball loose in the area, cleared away. Reyes battling with Manny Gonzales, and the referee says that Gonzales was a little bit too zealous. And good defending from New Mexico there.
It was, Dave, and they did well that time. They didn't take any chances at the back, but that physicality and the size of the Tulsa players does seem to be causing them some problems from the set pieces.
Here's Teta then from the former Des Moines Menace player. And blocked by Uzo. But a punch there from the goalkeeper. Strange passage of play, ends up with a free kick to New Mexico. Uzo did well to block the clearance from the goalkeeper there, Steve.
Yeah, I think what you've noticed from New Mexico so far is they've got no problem giving their centre-backs the ball and letting them try and play with it at their own pace. And you saw Tete out wide, didn't have many options, had to go back, and Meisel was lucky.
Yeah, he got a bit lucky there, got a good punch away in the end. And it is Meisel then with the free kick, right-footed, up into the night sky here, no clouds. Here's Marlon Roberts going back to his goalkeeper here, Sean Lewis, under some pressure, clears left-footed. Boyke Mensah there with Padilla. Padilla just getting the roll of the ball there, back to Guzman. Ball flicked on by Estrada, and the referee said there was a foul from Boyke Mensah. He's upset. So it'll be a free kick then for New Mexico, and a chance here. Steve, I think it's their first chance really from a free kick. The New Mexico side to get the ball into the box, and it's Wien who's going to do it.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what they do, Dave, because they know that they're trying to whip the ball in against two tall centre-backs here. So I'll be interested to see. I think what he's going to do is try and put into that danger zone in between the 6-yard box and the penalty spot, try and cause some havoc in there.
It is Chris Wien, holds both arms aloft. Good ball into the box. Underneath this, though, is a strong header away. Marlon Roberts back there with the strong header. Still New Mexico have it, though, with Padilla. Padilla now will go low to Suggs. Suggs did well to stick out a leg and keep control of the ball there. Padilla again. towards Sandoval. Sandoval here with a volley, didn't catch it as he would have liked, brought it down well, and Steve, by his own standards, would have wanted to have got a better connection than he did.
I think he will. He seemed to snatch a little bit at it, Dave, but he's got that sight of goal, and when you do see that as a forward, you're going to want to take your chance. The interesting thing about that run of play to me was Santimore again is out wide on his own in a lot of space, and I think Tulsa have to stay switched on to that, because it only takes one pass on the ground around the back of your fullback, and he's in behind you.
Guzman wants to get underway. His team with 54% of the possession, but they've given it away to Uzo here. Uzo wants another one, tries to go towards goal. And in the end, Tete got something on it, and it spins nicely for the goalkeeper. But Uzo was alert there, Steve Brooks.
It goes back to what we said earlier, Dave. The tendency to overplay. It's all right keeping the ball, but keeping the ball for keeping the ball's sake is completely different to try and make the ball work for you. And they've got to be careful, because Tulsa are putting pressure on it. When you've got the three men in the midfield like they have, De Costa can go press if he needs to, Marlon can come press, and that's what's happening there, and they're causing problems when they do it.
Long throw from Suggs, just beats Cedric, but it fortunately spins nicely into the grateful hands of Sean Lewis, who's so far inside the first half an hour hasn't had a save to make. Plenty of possession from both teams. Now New Mexico on the attack again. A little bit more pace to this one with William. William back to Hamilton. Hamilton to Padilla. Padilla now will swing it to the left-hand side, but Sheldon's there to head the ball away. Marlon slides to try and keep it in. Throw in. Josh Suggs with it. The experienced left back here. Throwing it back here to Justin Schmidt. Schmidt to Guzman. He loves to be on the ball. Tatar. He slides it through for Estrada. Estrada knocks it off to Hamilton. Guzman, good soccer being played here by the New Mexico side. Here's Moore inside the box, pulls it back, shot, good save. The shot in the end was from Chris Wean, who's already hit the target 8 times this season. But that's a fine save from Sean Lewis. Stevie Brox.
A fantastic save from Lewis, Dave. He had to be alert then. That all came from William playing in the pocket behind Reyes and in front of the centre-backs. Tulsa are going to have to be alert to that. Earlier on, Reyes had sat on him and didn't give him a chance to get the ball, but that all came from him having the ball then and being able to play in and connect well with Santimore.
Yeah, more it was with the shot. Here's the replay, Steve. There's the shot, there's the save.
It took a little defection off Cyprian on the way through there.
Good save, which makes the save even better, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a brilliant save.
Here's Guzman. Good build-up play again, but Milan Roberts in there. And now here's Padilla. This time it's Hedrick away. And now a throw-in on the far side, which Matt Sheldon can trot forward. Here he is, Matt Sheldon, then up from right back as we've got about 13 minutes to go till half-time. Uzo trying to get on the end of that one, cleared away. Hedrick with Devin Sandoval, and the ball is out, that'll go back. Fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy. Ball is out, that'll be a throw-in for New Mexico United. Desperate to get something out of this game, but trailing by a 1-0. Suggs with the throw-in, flicked on. Again, looking for Sandoval, hasn't had too much in this game. Reyes battling in there, gets a foot there towards Marlon. Marlon volleys it on to Uzo. Uzo brings it down, dispossessed by Guzman. Forward come the white shirts again of New Mexico, looking to get back on level terms here. Schmidt up from centre back there, just playing the ball back to Suggs, and now it's swung to the right-hand side here to Padilla. Padilla infield here to Hamilton. Hamilton crosses the halfway line, looks for help, gets it in the shape of Guzman. Guzman here back to Tatar. It's Moore to Guzman. Stolen by Boyki Mensah here. Reyes to Gonzales. Favour returned. Here's Lobo. Chipping it forward, looking for the big man. It falls to Boyki Mensah, who somehow comes away with the ball. Strong challenge coming in there from Moore. Had to be careful if he made contact. Roughnecks again building here with De Costa. De Costa inside the box. Across here looking for Uzo. Didn't reach him. Still the Roughnecks have the ball. Manny Gonzales off balance. Broken up again, but good move again from the home side, Steve.
I think what was good about that, Dave, is they were direct. They got the ball and they tried to get forward and they tried to get it at the back line. They were trying to push New Mexico back and they were unlucky, really.
Here's Suggs trying to turn Sheldon. Ball into the box. Hedrick is kicking that one way up into the night sky. Won't go out for a corner. The Roughnecks were officially eliminated from the playoffs after winning against San Antonio 4-3 in a weather-affected game. They went to Tacoma Defiance, had to win. Were 1-0 up, around about the 82nd minute, conceded a late equaliser 1-1. Here's Hedrick heading away. So they've known going into the game last Saturday against Sacramento Republic that they were officially eliminated from the playoffs. Of course, the Roughnecks team went incredibly, Steve, 17 games without a win before beating Fresno in a great relief night here at One Oak.
Yeah, I mean, that's a long time to go without a win, Dave, and I think what's important during those times is you keep your players' heads up, keep morale high, but as a team, that's just a tough place to be, and I think going into next season, I don't think that is going to be something that these players are going to have on their minds at all under new ownership. I think the club's going to head in a different direction.
Here's Padilla. And to be fair to Coach Ensign and the squad, they did keep the morale high and they kept plugging away. And in the end, the win against Fresno kind of gave them a new lease of life. And just for a few moments as we watched New Mexico here on the attack, there was some thoughts of even making the top 10, but alas, not to be. Here's Uzo. And again, here's Hamilton inside the centre of the field. Here's Guzman.
It's interesting, Dave, to watch the forward four of New Mexico. There's a lot of interchange, like Devin Sandoval right now dropping into the middle here. Estrada and Wien are switching up. And Moore's coming over to the other wing if need be at times. And I think Tulsa are going to have to stay switched on to that and not forget that there's a man drifting over to them and get used to thinking there's no one around them.
Reyes was caught there by Suggs. Referee will certainly talk to Suggs, and he is actually going to give him a yellow card for the foul on Reyes. He will need some attention here. There's Josh Suggs, the experienced player. Very important to the New Mexico cause. Here's the slight jump in there. Caught Reyes. He protested his innocence. Reyes doesn't go down very easily. Yellow card for you, Steve?
It's hard to tell from the replay, Dave, and there's been other tackles tonight the refs let go, so I'm surprised he did give that one as a foul.
There's the slide in there. Slight studs up, cleats up.
Yeah, I think it's the follow-through that's got him the yellow card there, Dave.
Yeah, Suggs, there's Reyes, who is okay, and as we've mentioned, is very important to the central midfield for Mike Ensign's men. So 1-0 the score. You caught there's Mike Ensign just to the left of your screen then, the grey suit tonight, and you just before that you caught Troy Lusan talking to Moore. Free kick then inside the centre circle here for Milan Roberts. Roughnecks leading by a goal to nil. Just 7 minutes to go till half time here. Ball driven towards Boyki Mensah, but out comes keeper Meisel. Thinking about it, I mean, Meisel hasn't really had a save to make, Steve. He's beaten by a good overhead kick for the goal, but neither goalkeeper, well, Lewis has had one save, but neither goalkeeper has had too much to do in this one.
No, it's been a game of few chances. It's kind of been a little bit scrappy at times. I think one of the things that's a result of is that these players are happy just to keep the ball at times. It'll be interesting to see how New Mexico change in the second half, because they're going to have to go looking for something.
Boykimensa with the foul there on Padilla. Padilla saying to the referee, was there anything more needed there? Quickly underway. Justin Schmidt, there's 17. Player playing it out to Suggs, who's just been booked. Hamilton just laying the ball off again there. Guzman goes looking for the ball, doesn't get it, goes back to Hamilton. Important 4 players there, the midfield 4. Now here's Padilla, will just about keep that in, and it will come off Luca Lobo, and it will be a corner.
That was a fantastic ball from Guzman, and it's what we talked about, Dave. You've got to be careful not to get caught chasing back as a fullback and letting the ball split you or get round you like that, because they're going to come in round the back, they're going to try and get crosses in, and the one way to play to a when you're dealing with big centre-backs, the one thing you've got to try and do to get your chances on goals, get round the back of them like they did then.
Chris Wean will strike this one right-footed. 5 players in and around the 6-yard line, 1 on the line. Here's Wean. Ball loose just for a moment. Moore couldn't get a shot away. Cleared by Manny Gonzales. 40 minutes gone in this one. 5 minutes to go till half-time. 1-0 to the home side. Ball towards the 18-yard line. Is won there well by Sheldon. Chested down by Marlon. De Costa back to Sheldon. Sheldon will clear the lines. Looking for Uzo up the right-hand side. Jump from Uzo, and then he just couldn't keep his balance as he came down. Roughnecks will be happy to have cleared the danger there from that corner, Steve. Defended it pretty well again.
Yeah, Dave, I think the focus for them now is just getting a half-time. They want to get a half-time, keep a clean sheet, stay a goal up, and regroup and get ready for the second half.
And I'm sure one of the things that Coach Enton will say is don't go too mad to go and get the second, as De Costa does just exactly that, but don't give away soft goals. New Mexico will want to get on the board as quickly as possible if indeed they do go down to the locker room 1-0 down. Here they come again though, wanting to get one before half-time. Hedrick gets a foot in there. Wean got a header onto it. Still they come forward. Here's Sandoval. Sandoval hits the shot, and again he's not really found his shooting boots tonight. Couple of efforts, but by his own standards, Steve, he'll want to hit them better than that.
Yeah, and again, Dave, it's the interchange between the front 4 of New Mexico causing Tulsa problems, picking up on the loose balls there. Santi Moore's had a great first half. I think William, when he's on the ball, is looking dangerous. I think Estrada's going to get involved a little more because the others are moving the ball well, moving around, and that's the only time they've got the ball in the first half where they've not had width. And I think that may have been the one time they wanted it most.
4 minutes to go till half-time. Marlon just cleverly leaving that ball, wants the throw in, gets the throw in. Left for Sheldon, who's come up some 10 yards inside the New Mexico half. That's a foul. And again, this is De Costa territory for the assist. Now, I want to get the big men up for this one, and what they would give the home side, Steve, for a second goal here.
Yeah, 2-goal cushion at half-time would be great. And what's interesting, Dave, is New Mexico have brought everyone back for the set piece. They did this again on the free kicks earlier, and I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to deal with these loose balls. They're trying to make sure they got the extra bodies in the box if need be to clean everything up.
So it is going to be De Costa. Referee blows his whistle. De Costa. Boykimensa runs over it. De Costa, left-footed, drives towards goal, and down goes the keeper, and that's good goalkeeping. And they're never easy, those. Good goalkeeping from Cody Meisel, Steve Brox.
Yeah, it's important you get on top of that and don't let that squirm out, especially with the players coming into the 6-yard box.
New Mexico then coming forward. 2 minutes to go till the half-time break. Here's Suggs. Hamilton, 1-2 with Suggs. Suggs going over the top, down the left-hand side. Across comes Sheldon. Gets there before Moore. And in fact, it did come off Moore, so it's going to be a throw-in here for Matt Sheldon. Throws it up the right-hand side. Suggs on De Costa. Deemed fair by the referee. Bit of a switch going on here. Padilla now up from right back. Plays it back infield to the ever-present Guzman. Always looking for the ball. Schmidt now up from centre back, right on halfway as New Mexico build here at the business end of this first half. Guzman to Sandoval. Sandoval comes off his knee and it's going to be a throw-in. Fans, you can continue to enjoy the USL on ESPN through the 2022 season. The USL is excited to announce that the Championship in League One will remain with the leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus will continue to be the home of all things USL, and at least 19 games a year will be featured on the ESPN family of networks, including 9 games on ESPN Deportes. Continue to follow, support and watch your club on ESPN and ESPN Plus. And you are very welcome here on ESPN Plus to downtown Tulsa, One Oak Field, where it is the home side in 16th place before kickoff tonight, with a slender lead. Tubiozo's goal just on the 7-minute mark, an overhead kick. We're going to have 1 minute added on here. Here's Wian. Is there one more opportunity before half-time for New Mexico here to try and get back on level terms? Estrada to Guzman. Too short for Hamilton, whacked away by Manny Gonzales. And again, the midfield and defence holding firm for the Tulsa Roughnecks, Stevie Brooks.
They are, Dave, but I'm having a tough time thinking New Mexico aren't going to score tonight. The front four look too dangerous, the movement's too good, and I think that if they just keep going like this, chances are going to come their way.
Headed away by Hedrick, flicked on by Marlon. Here's Uzo, the goal scorer. Reyes. Too short for De Costa. Reyes tries to atone for his error. Flicked on by Sandoval, but away by Lewis. Boyke Mensah battling away, and it's going to be a free kick. And this surely would be the last chance of the first half. Roughnecks really taking their time here. Plenty at stake for New Mexico United, who'll be desperate to take something away and want all 3 points. Referee wasn't happy for that one to be taken as quick as it was by Manny Gonzales. Manny Gonzales then will clip this one in right-footed. You can see from our angle there, he's quite a way away from the 18-yard box, and in it goes. And an easy catch for Meisel. And the referee blows the whistle for half-time. And Steve, interesting team talks from the two coaches here. If you're Coach Ensign, what do you think you might be saying to your players?
The most important thing, Dave, is they stay switched on. New Mexico is very dangerous going forward, and when they start to move the ball at a quick pace in and around that final third, they're going to have to stay switched on to where the ball's going. Devin Sandoval started to come into the game a little more towards the end, as did Wayan. And I think that if New Mexico can keep getting the ball wide and getting at the Tulsa fullbacks, they're going to cause problems. So I think all Entienne's going to want to say to his back four is stay switched on, and Brian Reyes has to keep dropping in and picking up that extra man.
There is Devin Sandoval. There's the goal scorer, Toby Uzo. A great overhead kick from just a few yards out. Gets a handshake there. And that was the only goal of the half. It's still all to play for. And we will go to break now, but don't go away. Plenty coming up in our halftime segment. And, of course, the second half here from downtown Tulsa.
name's Sean Riley. I'm a practicing chiropractor in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I've been fortunate to practice for 19 years, owner-operator of the integrated facility Tulsa Spine and Rehab. This is what sets us apart at Tulsa Spine and Rehab. Integrated care. We have multiple different providers providing multiple different options for multiple different types of conditions. We have a concise treatment plan. What that means is it's not going to be open-ended. We're going to make specific recommendations. We're going to get you feeling better as quickly as we possibly can. And lastly, we're going to get you, the patient, on board with your treatment. What that means is we want to get you involved. We want to get you doing home exercise. We want you modifying activity. And what that means is we're going to try to keep you out of this office. Ultimately, we want to get you moving.
My name is Abigail Bailey. I was at my yearly checkup when I was 12, and we went and got x-rays, and she diagnosed me with scoliosis and that we needed surgery as soon as possible.
Tulsa Bone and Joint was very compassionate. They took their time with us. They answered questions. He was very encouraging.
Dr. Clark helped me see that there is life after spinal fusion. Just because your spine is fused doesn't mean that you can't do what you love to do.
I'm Chad Smith with Becco Contractors. As an employer, we're always worried about new employees coming to the job and not being aware of their surroundings and just not knowing what they're really doing because it's a new job site. So the partnership with Tulsa Tech has really helped us take that worry out of the equation. We know that they're fully trained and ready to go by the time they show up on the job.
What does it take to be a champion? Skill, strength, vision, an unrelenting desire to prove your worth week in, week out. An army of fans behind you screaming your name. And sometimes just a bit of luck. For 631 games over the course of the next 9 months, 22 players will step on the field to answer the question, why will it be you and not them? And the 36 teams, from the champions of yesterday to the challengers of tomorrow, only one will be right.
Strike in the upper right 90. Whips it in, finds the back post. What a finish!
All these experiences are new, and the new experience is always the most exciting because it's something that you've never been a part of before. And I think that's one of the biggest draws of Greenville is to come in and to be a part of the beginning of something great.
Well, Greenville has officially been awarded a professional soccer team.
There is a big soccer presence in the upstate, and they just needed a team to rally behind. It's like, oh wow, like this is actually, this is real. And I still didn't really grasp how big it was going to be.
Muhammad racing the other way. Cuts it back. Good look. Shot coming. And in Carlos Gomez, his 4th in 2 matches. And does that seal the deal on the 3 points for the triumph?
A club is more than just the players, coaches, and front office. It's the fans. It's a whole club. We're new. No one really knows what we're about. They don't know, what we have to offer, and showing them that we offer more than just 90 minutes a week, on a Friday or Saturday night, says everything.
He's going to go at goal. Shot and a goal! That has to be on the goal of the week. Now getting the time. Sam Warner, a beauty. Goal! Pula with the bicycle!
Oh, can you see that coming?
Great save by Putton on the goal line.
And Taylor with a beautiful strike. Are you kidding?
Hi Roughnecks fans, stop by and see our awesome team at the 21st and Yale location. We have your free Roughnecks shirts, the latest phones, and we offer Amazon Prime free on select plans. Come and see us.
Welcome in to downtown Tulsa, One Oak Field then for the halftime segment here before we get underway for the second half. Let's get straight into it with some of the storylines. And there's a new ownership, 2020 for the Roughnecks, Stevie Brock, so plenty for the players here to be playing for next season.
Yeah, your new boss is watching you, you're going to want to perform, and I think that's going to be in the forefront of a lot of these players' minds. And
then the New Mexico United here, you desperately, if you're a New Mexico fan, wanting to get something out of this, your team 1-0 down, making the playoffs in their inaugural season, this would really affect things. And Los Dos 2 points ahead of them. We'll get to the standings in a minute, but it would be great for New Mexico if they could do something in their first season.
I think the difference is if New Mexico don't get something out of this game tonight, it's not in their control anymore, which is not something they're going to want to be dealing with.
And is anybody going to bet against the team at the top for the USL Cup, Steve?
No, I think that the Phoenix had another great season, and I don't think there's anyone else that looks like they're going to take the championship this year.
Funny things can happen, of course. Here's some standings as we look at the great shots here from downtown Tulsa. And there it is, Steve, the Western standings. So you can see 6 teams already confirmed in their place. And then you've got Austin Bold, El Paso, San Antonio. There's Los Dos. And just out of that caption, of course, tonight's visitors, New Mexico. So still some teams can get in there, including Las Vegas Lights as well.
I think one of the most important things here, Dave, is not everyone's played the same amount of games. So having that game in hand for some of them is another 3 points on the board. And another thing that's important is it around the 10th and 11th spot is the goal difference.
So have a look at the Eastern standings. Again, quite a few teams here have clinched their places. Really, it's St. Louis, Birmingham Legion and Charleston Battery that are trying to fight for the last couple of spots there, because right down to Ottawa Fury in 8th, they've already clinched. So a lot of teams there, North Carolina as well, have clinched. So not so much to play for there, but St. Louis, a former Western Conference team, would be nice for them to do it. Big gap, of course, between them and Ottawa Fury there. So again, Steve, lots to play for in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, and again, goal difference, Dave. Birmingham Legion having a goal difference of -16 is going to be something they're going to probably be conscious of coming close to the playoffs.
Players are out for the second half. So we're going to have a look at the Player of the Week. And it's nice to have a goalkeeper in there. Martien Offski, the Reno 1868, posted a 9-save shutout to earn 1868 FC a point and a 0-0 draw against El Paso Locomotive FC on Saturday night. Good for him to be in there. And just a mention for Thomas Enevoldsen up front there. We saw him here at One Oak just a week ago, the Danish striker for Sacramento Republic. Full of talent, that team of the week. Let's move on to the League One side of things. And there is Jordan Peruzzo of Toronto getting the Player of the Week in League One. And he is up front in the League One Team of the Week. And there, a word for the goalkeeper, Alex Mangles in goal, who used to play here for the Tulsa Roughnecks in the League One Player of the Week. And a very quick look at out-of-town scores for you before we get underway in the second half. Of course, plenty of soccer to be played as teams are jostling for positions. St. Louis and Pittsburgh Riverhounds there, still 0-0 after 34 minutes there. Tampa Bay, a goal up against Indy 11. Phoenix and Real, they kick off tonight at 9:30, as do Sacramento and Orange County. Louisville 8, Swope Park Rangers 3.
I think it's fair to say, Dave, the Swope Park Rangers boys are ready for the season to be over.
Yeah, that was the game to be at. We're underway in the second half here, and the Tulsa Roughnecks lead by a 0-0. Toby Uzo's goal 7 minutes into this one, a spectacular overhead kick. Now, what can New Mexico produce here in this second half? They are the team who desperately need the points. Here's Sandoval laying it off here for Hamilton. There is a player down. I think it might be Guzman. Play goes on. Here's Tete. Wrong footing Uzo. Guzman is back up. He's not walking as nicely as he wanted to, and he's really felt that one on his right foot, I think. Here's Hamilton down the left-hand side, playing at central midfield, drifting out to the left here. Here's Guzman. Guzman will just want to run that injury off. Schmidt spins it out to Tete on the far side.
And already, Dave, you can see New Mexico's width set up. Santi Morse today way wide on this left wing out here.
Ball into the box, away from Malin Roberts, who's had a pretty good game at the back for the Roughnecks. Here's Guzman. Stevie Brooks said they're really stretching the play now. New Mexico, I'm sure they've had a pretty good talking to in the locker room. Their last away game of the season in their inaugural season. 2 home games to go. And here's Guzman. And the Roughnecks can't get a touch of the ball at the moment, because New Mexico are keeping possession with Hamilton here. There's Estrada. Estrada's not been able to get into the game too much tonight, Steve.
No, he had a quiet first half. Not much came from him when he was out wide, and I think he's going to be a little frustrated with that there. It's always hard to try and build a rhythm. If you've not had a good first half and you come up for that second half, it's hard to immediately get going. And I think that's what he's struggling with a little there.
Slightly cooler temperatures, around about 60 degrees. Temperature dropping. It's going to be around about the mid-50s by the time the final whistle goes here, but it's a cloudless night. Saw a wonderful shot from our brilliant production crew here of the moon there at half-time. It's been a really nice day here in Tulsa. That's a foul from Marlon, and that will be a yellow card for Marlon. Just seeing who that player is down there. And it's Santi Moore. Here it is. It was late from Marlon. That's nasty on the right ankle there, Stevie Brooks.
Yeah, I think he's got to be careful there. That wasn't a great tackle, Dave. Luckily, Santi Moore's OK. Seems to be able to continue fine. But Marlon on that yellow card, going to have to be careful the rest of the game.
Of course, Altamirano waiting in the wings. No Roughnecks subs. In fact, as I look down, no subs at all from either team. Sure, the coaches would have said, you know, give it 10, 15 minutes. So a card apiece. Suggs and Marlon there, the nearest two players there, both in the book. Josh Suggs, the captain as well. Here's Guzman. Back to Schmidt. Schmidt to Guzman again, wide on the left-hand side. New Mexico not going anywhere at the moment. Here's Schmidt, left-footed ball, has to go a little bit longer this time. Hedrick heads it to Gonzales. Gonzales gives it away to the other number 8, Guzman. Hamilton now looking for Estrada. Good tackle coming in from Luca Lobo. Here's Hamilton now, just inside the Roughnecks half. His side trailing by a goal to nil. Still New Mexico happy to knock the ball around. They do it extremely well. And they've got up to 63% of the possession, Steve, which tells a bit of a story, doesn't it? But they'll want some kind of an end product here.
Yeah, got to do something with it, Dave. I think what's kind of hurting them at the moment is that final ball out wide is coming up short, or the through ball's not quite getting there. It seems like someone seems to be getting a touch on it from the back line in Tulsa. But again, like we talked about in the first half, it only takes one chance. When you've got strikers like Wien and Sandoval, they don't need a lot of opportunities to score.
Certainly don't. Good goal scorers just need one opportunity per game. Here's Sheldon coming forward now. Good driving run from Sheldon, up from right back. Slips it through to Marlon, who's offside. Marlon will finish. Some of the fans haven't seen the flag go up. I think it was the right decision, Steve. He just delayed the pass there, did Sheldon.
Yeah, I think Marlon went a little soon, but what was nice, Dave, is it shows you the contrast in two styles. Tulsa got the ball, cut out their midfield, went straight in, tried to play Marlon in down the wings, whereas New Mexico been a lot more patient.
That was Padilla's ball there to Estrada. Estrada again couldn't get on the end of it because Marlon Roberts was there. New Mexico again playing in white, attacking again. Here's a shot coming in, takes a deflection. What a save from Lewis. That was on its way into the net. Stevie Brooks will take us through the replay. It was a good hit from Santi Moore, and it got a deflection. This is a great save, Steve.
It is. And again, Dave, what it is the front four of New Mexico interchanging. Santi Moore comes in from the wing, drifts into the middle. He's sat around, and he's in a place in centre midfield where no one is picking him up. Gets the ball at his feet. Shot does take a deflection, and that is a fantastic save from the goalkeeper.
Yeah, inadvertent deflection off the captain, Hedrick. It was a good hit from Santi Moore, the number 11, looking for his 12th goal of the season. Here's Uzo, who has hit the net tonight, but that's easily cut out well by Teta. Now there's a foul, Marlon Roberts on Devin Sandoval. Referee will have a word here with Roberts. Roberts can't remember another foul that he's committed. It's whether the referee deems that Sandoval had a clearer run towards goal, and he's saying no, he didn't. So just a talking to from big Marlon Roberts there. Guzman and Padilla, I think, trying to make the case there. Possibly should have been a card. Guzman it is with the free kick, just a yard inside the Tulsa Roughnecks half here. Welcome to Tulsa, Oklahoma for this one on ESPN+. 16th place Roughnecks at home here to 11th place at the beginning of play. New Mexico United. That was a strong challenge coming in, shall we say. few of the challenges have been strong. Referee just calming everybody down. He's going to bring a player over here.
I think it's Boyaki, Dave, and he's had a few in the first half, so I will be surprised if his name goes into the book now.
Yeah, and that was an untidy challenge. Boyaki Mensah talking to the referee.
He's counting him out, yeah.
And he has shown him the yellow card. And I think that's about right, Steve. Even for a neutral would say, or the most ardent of Roughnecks fans would say that was a card. It was an untidy challenge. So, referee, there he is. A little bit of paperwork to do at the end of this one. Mr. Spala, who's talked to the players and communicated. Here's Wian with the free kick. Decent opportunity this to get the ball into the box. Get somebody on the end of this one from the New Mexico, excuse me.
And Tulsa not leaving anyone up at all, Dave, not trying to stretch one-on-one with Tete.
There's a ball into the box. It was glanced away by a defender. It's going to be a throw in then to New Mexico United in their inaugural season. Here's the ball in again, Steve. Or here's the foul, excuse me.
He almost doesn't need to make the challenge as well when you watch it back on the replay.
It's a foul on Uzo by Guzman.
New Mexico seem to have started the second half with a sense of urgency in the final third. I think they're starting to realise now that they need to get something from the game tonight, and they're going to have to go and take it.
All the subs warming up as well for New Mexico. Sampson, Yearwood, Akamatsu, Bruce, Kevon, Freighter, very experienced, of course, and Mohammed as well. Here's Uzo chesting the ball down. Tries to find Marlon, does find Marlon. Marlon's got work to do here. Back to Sheldon. Hamilton steps in with two challenges. Marlon gets control here. That's a little bit strong, but well done from Sheldon. Keeps it in. Ball into the near post, headed away by Schmidt. Here's Manny Gonzales. He gets dispossessed. Sandoval plays the ball out here to Moore. Moore in field to Wian. Wian now down the centre of the field, about 30 yards out. Plays in Padilla here. Gonzales wins the ball back for the Roughnecks, and that's why he's in the team, isn't it? Here's Boyaki Mensah now. A little bit under hit there to Uzo. Surrounded by white shirts here, Toby Uzo. Holding up the ball and then giving it away. And New Mexico United worked very hard off the ball, Steve, to win it back, and there were lots of white shirts around Toby Uzo.
They were, but they won't want to give it away as carelessly as that.
No, and that's just overhit. De Costa's disappointed. Suggs. Here's Hamilton laying it off here for Guzman. Guzman will go wide to the right-hand side and bring in Padilla, who's had a lot of the ball in this game on that right-hand side. Seems to find a lot of space out there. Here's Uzo. Roughnecks feeling their way into this second half. 10 minutes gone, still 1-0, the Roughnecks lead. Roberts will go back to his keeper, Sean Lewis. Lewis all in orange, clears right-footed. Underneath this is Sheldon, just about heads it in field. And Schmidt will go back here to keeper Cody Meisel, who was beaten in the 7th minute with a spectacular overhead kick from Toby Uzo. The only goal of the game. Here's Schmidt. His team enjoying the lion's share of possession. Suggs, low ball, trying to get in behind Cyprian Hedrick, who read that pretty well, the former OKC and San Antonio man. Here's De Costa. Reyes now. Finds Milan Roberts. It's an intriguing period of the game here, Steve Brox, isn't it? As New Mexico desperate to get on the board, but the Roughnecks trying to possess the ball here.
I think Tulsa's just trying to take a bit of sting out of the game. New Mexico really settling into a rhythm. Santi Moore's looking dangerous. Wian getting forward again, dangerous.
Wian's offside. Flag on the far side. Referee hasn't seen it yet. Referee overruling the linesman. There's more across goal, headed away. Well, that's a strange one for me. The assistant referee had his flag up, and the referee must have said something to him. Now there's a little bit of pushing and shoving. Temper's getting a little bit hot here. there was an offside flag up, and I think the referee overruled the assistant, which he's entitled to do, Stevie Brooks.
Yeah, I don't know if it was because he thought the player was inactive or not, but the Tulsa boys stopped, and you can't stop. You've got to keep going. I understand the referee didn't. The referee didn't seem to take a look over to the linesman, is what I thought from here, Dave. I don't know if you saw different.
I think you're right. Here's Wian, but he must have overruled. Of course, they're all mic'd up these days as well. That's towards the far post, and that is Schmidt trying to get something on it, but nothing doing, and it'll be harmlessly away for a goal kick. This week, US Soccer and Think Taylor are working to promote concussion education during Concussion Awareness Week. From October the 6th through October the 15th, the two organisations are asking everyone to take the hashtag TT Pledge, an oath that everyone involved with the game become more aware of concussion, symptoms and recovery. Visit recognise2recover.org for more information. Something that has become more prevalent as we see a double substitution from New Mexico here, Steve, is the concussion awareness, and you know, being involved with high schools and coaching as we both are, it's something that really has to be taken care of, isn't it? So I'm glad they've got this concussion awareness week.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything anyone ever wants to take any chances with is the head injuries, and more we see in that even at the professional level. You watch Premier League football, you'll see it there. They talk about it week in, week out if players have head injuries.
A couple of substitutions which we will tell you about, and they're very attacking ones. If you are a New Mexico fan here, as Lewis takes a wonderful catch. Coming into the fray is Daniel Bruce, wearing 25. He's gone into the midfield there. Guzman has gone off. Here's a long ball. It's going to bounce easily away for Cody Meisel. And Kevon Freighter, very experienced, the number 10 coming in as well, Steve. And here he is, or just trying to flick the ball there. A class act up front.
He is. Plenty of goals this year, Dave, and I think Estrada had a quiet first half, and I think Freighter coming in and giving another options, but Moore's come through straight away from picking the ball off.
And there's a challenge in the box, and there's another foul. Referee's saying to everyone, let's just play on.
Tulsa really got to keep an eye on Santi Moore. Every time he's got the ball tonight, he's looked impressive tonight, Dave. Every chance he's had to run at the fullback, he's done so, and he's looked dangerous on the ball.
Certainly has. Here's Hamilton up to Freighter. Freighter, very experienced, of course. Here's Wian in behind the defence, and the flag goes up. It's one of those moments when everybody has heart in their mouth, whether you support the Roughnecks or you support New Mexico United. Flag up, and Steve, could have been easily 1-1, but for the linesman's flag then.
That pass from Kevin Freighter, Dave, to have the awareness to know that Chris Wian is running beyond him like he was then is absolutely fantastic.
Close call as well, Steve.
I'm not sure what he's seeing there, Dave. I don't know what he thinks the offside is.
Yeah, Freighter, 14 goals, 4 assists, and he's made, this is his 28th appearance. There's a ball through, and it's sliced towards goal, and it ends up on top of the goal, and that could easily have been 2-0. Stevie Brooks.
Dave, you've got to be switched on at all times. In Tulsa's, what's different about the first half and the second half from a Tulsa point of view is they are playing far more direct. In the first half, they seem to be so much more content just to keep the ball, to keep it moving, keep it ticking over. At this half, any chance they've got to get forward, they've tried to do so.
Corner then to be taken by Rodrigo De Costa. Daniel Bruce was the other substitute, come in at midfield, formerly played in Charlotte. Only 5'6", 23 years old. Couple of goals, a couple of assists. Here's De Costa, plenty of assists for him this season. There's Uzo, had a free header, and in the end it's Freighter back there clearing the ball. Shake of the head from Steve Brooks.
I think Uzo's going to, when he looks back at that, Dave, think he could have done much better.
Yeah, it was came to him maybe a little bit quickly than he would have liked.
I just don't think New Mexico can cope with his size from set pieces. If Tulsa keep trying to hit him from set pieces, he's causing New Mexico all sorts of problems.
Here's Reyes. Looking for Marlon. Marlon goes down. No foul right in front of the assistant. He said it wasn't a foul by Josh Suggs. Maybe a slip from Marlon. Good battle, that one. Here's Freighter. Trying to go over the top there, looking for Bruce. Bruce has come on as an attacking midfielder. Hamilton, the holding midfield player now. It's more of a diamond, really. Well, you could even say 4-3-3, Steve.
Yeah, and I think what NCN will be comfortable with from a Tulsa standpoint is letting New Mexico run in case they're going to run out of steam. Because fatigue's going to start to play a part in this game. There's no way they can keep the tempo up for another, 30 minutes at this break.
Yeah, 62 minutes gone. Slender lead for the Roughnecks. Here's Uzo. Hamilton wins that one back, though, for New Mexico United here. Freighter laying it off here to Sandoval. Sandoval takes over again inside the centre circle. That's slightly overhit, and that one will be out. Fans, you can continue to enjoy the USL on ESPN through the 2022 season. The USL is excited to announce that the Championship and League One will remain with the leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus will continue to be the home of all things USL, and at least 19 games a year will be featured on the ESPN family of networks, including 9 games from ESPN Deportes. Continue to follow, support and watch your club on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Cyprian Hedrick is the man down. He doesn't go down too often. He's up on his feet now. Was caught slightly late there, but referee didn't see a foul. I think he's continued to try and play the game. There he is, Cyprian Hedrick, the former San Antonio man. Still loved down in San Antonio. He's also played his trade down the turnpike here in Oklahoma at OKC and signed this season and immediately made captain and has been somewhat of a stalwart at the back. Cyprian Hedrick, good defender.
He is, Dave. He's a tough player to play against, and I think what he's done there is a little bit of game management, try and take a piece out of the game and slow the game down to a Tulsa pace. They want to try and dictate that. The thing that's going to be interesting, Dave, is whoever gets the next goal. I think whoever gets the next goal is going to go on and win the game.
It's the throw-in from Sheldon. Cyprian Hedrick still waiting to come back in, way over on the halfway line there. Uzo goes down. Freighter is a mile offside, so we'll leave that one, and Cyprian Hedrick does come back in, and Sean Lewis will pick up the ball. So it's certainly an attacking lineup now, Stevie Brox, for New Mexico United.
Yeah, I think they've got to go for it, Dave. They have to get something from the game. There's obviously any time you lose, you're disappointed, but when you're close to trying to clinch a playoff berth, it's going to be incredibly frustrating, especially when you know you've got games in hand.
Yeah, they go back to Albuquerque on Wednesday night for the home game against Tacoma Defiance. So much to play for New Mexico in their first season here in the USL Championship, as their goalkeeper Cody Meisel clears. Hedrick's under this, heads it towards the right-hand side. There's a scampering run from Marlon. Marlon with Suggs. Marlon has gone down. Nothing doing, says the referee. Marlon's now got to receive some attention. And now Wian is saying there's a little bit of play acting from Marlon.
I think Marlon's aware that Suggs is on a yellow card, Dave. I think any chance he's had any contact from him, he's gone down. I think he's got to be careful too himself on a yellow card. It's going to be an interesting battle there.
There is Captain Suggs just saying to everybody, just calm down. Marlon is being pulled to his feet, or tried to be, by Hamilton. And calm is restored.
There's nothing more frustrating, Dave, when you're playing in a game and you feel another player on the opposition is taking their time to get up when you feel that they're not even hurt. It's incredibly frustrating, especially when you're chasing the game.
Here's Suggs then, still in his own half with the throw-in. Moore gets it across to Tete here. Long ball from him, looking for Sandoval, headed away by Marlon Roberts. Here's Manny Gonzales laying it off for Marlon. De Costa. Marlon again. Good possession from the Roughnecks here. Uzo shoving the back from Schmidt, so it will be a head injury, and I think the referee is going to just stop play here, and the Roughnecks are going to make a substitution here. Uzo is down. Still plenty of soccer to be played as teams vie for the playoffs. Tune into ESPN3 Saturday, October 19th for a special game of the week to close out the 2019 season. A home playoff match is at stake when Real Monarchs SLC hosts Sacramento Republic FC. The winner hosts a playoff match while the loser potentially goes to the play-in game. Catch all the drama Saturday, October the 19th on ESPN3. Substitution, Toby Uzo has gone off, and this will be a like-for-like swap as Yanu Silva comes in. Yanu Silva, who did start the last game and did score against Sacramento Republic, but Uzo, who was suspended, was preferred in the starting lineup from Mike Ensian tonight. Here's William. Santi Moore. Plenty of goals in this New Mexico team as Freighter, one of those who's got a load of goals this season. Is one going to come from one of these players tonight to get them back on at least level terms? And as you say, Steve, quite easily, if New Mexico score the next goal, they could go on and take all 3 points away from One Oak here.
Yeah, I think it could be a big swing in momentum, Dave.
Here's Santi Moore inside the area. And he shoots, and it's a goal. And it's Devon Sandoval from a yard out. There are some appeals for offside. Santi Moore with the assist, and just as we were saying about getting back on level terms, that's exactly what Devon Sandoval has done. His 11th of the season. It is the Roughnecks 1, New Mexico United 1. And there are the New Mexico fans celebrating here at One Oak. Kudos to them for making the trip, and they are really pleased with that equaliser. And now the ball game is back on, and it'll be a brave person to predict the outcome of this one. Steve, you were saying that next goal, which has just been scored, could well be the one that drives on the team that scores that next goal. Do you stand by that prediction?
I'm going to, Dave, yeah, I think. And again, that man, Santi Moore, driving at the back line. You'll see it here. It's a great ball across. I don't know if that had already crossed the line or not. Sandoval's position, the Tulsa player seemed pretty adamant he's offside, but either way, 1-1 now. Again, that width and the front four of New Mexico is causing all sorts of problems.
Great assist from Morm. Now here's Boyki Mensah. Has won a corner for the Roughnecks. De Costa will go across and take it. An intriguing game, 1-1. Devon Sandoval, we were saying, good goal scorers, you know, he's really 1 from 1. I mean, he's had a couple of scuff shots in the first half, but he was in the right place at the right time, Steve.
It's all about being a poacher, Dave, in and around the box, and that's what he did, and that's what he's good at.
So, De Costa then, from the left-hand side here, game on, 1-1 the score, coming up to the 70th minute. There's a foul, pushed by Yanu Silva on the goal scorer, Sandoval. And it will be the goalkeeper, Meisel, who will want to get on with this now. I think the momentum swinging now in terms of New Mexico. And their fans are in good voice here at One Oak. Nice that some of the players went over and celebrated with them. Here's Freighter getting on the end of this loose ball, shoots. Not a bad effort, but always swinging away, Steve Brox.
Yeah, it was going away from goal, but any chance he has to see the goal, he seems to want to strike the ball. That was a great connection. He just got across it a little too much. Sometimes with those, you want to try and cut through the backside of the ball to get it a bend away from the goalkeeper and try and put it into the top corner, and that's what he's going for, obviously. But he's just got it attached wide.
Sean Lewis then, with the goal kick up towards halfway. Yanu Silva gets a flick on. Here's De Costa over the top, looking for Boyki Mensah. Out comes the keeper, Meisel. Foils the danger. The man wearing all green tonight just slows things down. And we'll just roll this out and we'll go long with this kick. An intriguing last 20 minutes here at One Oak Field. Here's Freighter getting on the end of a loose ball, and again he's going to shoot from anywhere, hoping that one's going to go in the top corner, Steve.
He is, Dave, but I think we'll be picking that out of the back of the apartments, around the back of that end of the pitch. But Santi Moore turned around and gave him an earful because he was running through on goal, and he was round the back of the fullback again, where he's been trying to play all night, and he is not pleased with Kevin Freighter at all.
He's not so intriguing. Lostos there with 44 points New Mexico now with the updated table still in 11th, of course a point behind, so a goal for them now to take all 3 points would make such a big difference to their season. And of course it would stay in their own hands, Steve. That's what they will be thinking.
Yeah, it's definitely something they're going to want to do. They're going to feel more comfortable when it's in their own control. There's not as much pressure on you, and there's less frustration when it's in your control. There's no one else to blame.
And they are in possession here. Of course, Las Vegas Lights at home to Reno 1868. Here's Moore again. Oh, he goes down, and the referee is saying there was a foul right on the edge of the box. I must admit, Steve, I have to say, we'll look at the replay. There's a yellow card. And I have to say, I thought that was, and the referee is showing yellow cards all over the place. Trying to work out what happened there. Moore might have thought that he was in, and I think Marlon got the yellow card, and I think Marlon's been dismissed. Yeah, 2 yellows make a red, so Marlon leaves the field, and the Roughnecks will have to play the last 17 or so minutes with 10 men, Steve. All happening here at One Oak.
Yeah, I think Mike Entien's going to have to be fuming with Marlon there. You know, he's already on a yellow card. You've got to be smart. The last thing they're going to do is play with 10 men against this New Mexico team who are moving the ball the way they are.
Foul on Moore, and also we go back to, we'll see it again here, and it was a correct decision for the referee. I just wondered whether he was inside the box. There's Moore saying I was inside the box, but I think it's the right decision. It's a free kick.
Yeah, it's outside the box. You can see the tuft of grass there where he's clipped him.
So real opportunity here. Whelan is over it, as he has been with all the dead balls tonight. Frater fancying this one, maybe left-footed around the wall. So take your pick from these two. There's Frater looking as though he wants to bend this one, left-footed around the wall. 6 players in and around the penalty spot. Bruce has just come back to the D. It'll be a direct free kick. Frater comes up low, away by Hedrick. Corner ball, maybe didn't get as he would have liked, Steve.
No, it's always hard. I'm surprised they let a left footer try and take that. I thought it was on for a right foot swing around the wall into the top left-hand corner. It looked like the option was on there. But he's tried to come back across the face of the goal, put it in between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box in that danger alley and get a goal from that.
Ball right underneath Lewis. The referee is saying there was a foul on the goalkeeper. Rarely do you see an attacker get away with that. I think it's Devin Sandoval's coming away holding his head there. But Lewis wants a change of ball. And he gets the free kick, and it remains 1-1. Of course, if you're a New Mexico United fan, Steve, you want to take all 3. Would you be with the momentum, be expecting to get all 3, but you want to keep the back door closed and at least go away with 1, don't you? It's that kind of evening.
Yeah, I think they'll feel hard done by if they don't come away with a win, especially now against 10 men. But Tulsa's direct play and the way they've just been trying to get the ball quick forward to Silva is the big outlet they've got to be careful of.
Now, Roughnecks down to 10, of course, but they are going to make a change here. Manny Gonzales is going to make way here for Christian Altamirano. So you just wonder whether the Roughnecks will go to a kind of 4-4-1 here. We'll just see how this pans out. Altamirano's gone on the right-hand side.
Not a bad option to bring in off the bench, is he, Dave?
Right. Here's Yano Silva. Schmidt now for New Mexico. Got back 1-1 the score. There's the goal scorer to Hamilton. Hamilton now spins it out to Bruce. Bruce has come on as a second half sub here. Will go back infield to Frater, the other sub, in that double substitution. Boyke Mensah wins it off Frater. Now, here's Rodrigo De Costa trying to bring in Boyke Mensah, but across comes Tetar and does extremely well to foil the danger and gets it up to halfway to Bruce. Bruce will go from right to left here. And there's a clash, and that will be a goal kick. And Moore thinks he's won a corner. I think Sheldon is the man down. I don't think that's any play acting. That was a good battle for the ball. And Sheldon just saying, give me a second or two and I'll get up and get on with this game. Good game, Steve, isn't it? Equally, you know, poised now, isn't it?
It's interesting, Dave. I'll be curious to see how Suggs copes with Altamirano running at people. He's direct. He's going to want to get onto his left foot. And Suggs already on a yellow card is going to have to be careful.
Fair play as well to Mike Ensign, because it's really a kind of a 4-2-3, isn't it? It's, you know, he's still going for it up top there. Here's Freitas, though, for New Mexico. Sandoval, Bruce, Boyke-Mensah again. Tidying up, going back to keeper Lewis. Lewis left-footed. Looking for Janu Silva. Padilla gets in. Wien gives the ball away. There's a foul by the goal scorer, Devon Sandoval. 1-1 the score. There's another Roughneck player down. I think it's Boyke-Mensah. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Well, both coaches have put on their different substitutes. Of course, the Roughnecks down to 10 if you are just joining this. Marlon, 2 yellows, making a red. And if you're Coach Ensign, you know, you want to still go for all 3 points, Steve, don't you? I mean, no point in hanging on for a point now when you're eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree, Dave. And sometimes, what is it they say? Attack is the best form of defence, and bringing on a boy like Altamirano is going to give you plenty of options.
Here's Lobo's ball, which will be easily taken by Meisel. Meisel wanted to go early there, but Uzo was kind of blocking his way. Here's Schmidt, bringing in Hamilton. Hamilton crossing the halfway.
He's had a really good second half so far, Dave. Hamilton, he's really starting to have an influence on the game from midfield.
Suggs in there is giving it away. You're right. I've been impressed with him all night, actually. Keeps it simple. There's a scampering run from Janu Silva with Schmidt. Schmidt will play the ball right-footed back to keeper Meisel. Meisel here to Teta. He goes infield here to Wien.
The interchange across the whole board for New Mexico is incredible. I mean, you've got Wien dropping back and picking it up there from centre midfield spot, essentially, and the fullbacks have pushed way on like they're playing up like they're forwards now as well. So it's interesting to see how fluid they are as a team and how much they're trying to go for this win.
And we said in the first half, a very experienced team as well. Good mix of experience in there. Here's Schmidt then coming forward to Padilla, who's presumably been told now at right back, although he's been doing all game, to get even further forward. Take advantage of the man advantage on the field at the moment. Marlon 2 yellow cards. Roughnecks down to 10. Long ball forward. There's Wien. And that is a foul by Janu Silva, wearing the number 99 shirt. And there's going to be a Roughnecks substitution here. Boyke-Mensah is going to make way for AJ Ajekwa. Ajekwa, a very experienced striker, hasn't had many minutes this season, but he's coming on here. Popular figure around the squad. And he will come in on the right-hand side. Altamirano's gone to the left with 9 minutes of the 90 left. 1-1 the score. Suggs in a bit of space inside the box, chips it in there, looking for Bruce. It's going to come to Padilla. Padilla here to Freitas. Freitas inside the box here, twisting and turning. Comes back to Wien. Wien now. Here's Moore. Still they're knocking on the door, trying to play a 1-2 with Freitas, but it goes through harmlessly for Lewis, and the Roughnecks survive, Stevie Brooks.
They do, I think. Interesting there. Suggs maybe could have had another touch where he crossed the ball and pulled it back across the face of the goal. And I think if Freda take a swing of that right leg and try and see what he could have done with the ball, they might be able to get a shot off. So I think they may feel a little frustrated they didn't get anything from that.
Here's Altamirano. Keeps the ball in on the left-hand side. Now will run at the defence. Run at Padilla. Comes off the back of Bruce and nicely into the hands of Meisel. Urgency now for New Mexico United. 1-1. They desperately want another goal to try and take all 3 points here at One Oak Field, home of the Tulsa Roughnecks. That's good play from Sheldon, just chesting the ball back to Lewis. Under pressure from Sandoval, picks the ball up. All punted down the field, and the Roughnecks, you feel, in some ways they're sitting in and soaking up the pressure, Steve, but in other ways they want to try and snatch a winner here.
Yeah, it's interesting then, when Altamirano had the ball, it seemed like it was just him and Silva trying to get forward. They were having less players come forward than they were in the first half. Reyes is sitting a little deeper now, and they're not as, doesn't seem like it's, they seem pretty content to just take a point.
Roughnecks, who will round out their season here at 3 p.m. next Saturday against Reno 1868. New Mexico will want to take something into Wednesday's home game against Tacoma Defiance. Here's De Costa. That's a lot for AJ Ajekwa to do. He's going to sprint down there, but it's going to be a Josh Suggs throw. As we now are playing the last 7 minutes, William manages to find Padilla. Padilla to Bruce. Bruce in a bit of space. Sandoval ahead of him, goes to William. William central. Here's Moore. He goes back here to Hamilton. Hamilton probing with Moore. Moore right-footed ball. Out comes Lewis. Collects it easily. And the final ball just not what you want if you're a New Mexico United fan at this stage of the game, Stevie Brooks.
No, they're going to be getting frustrated. I don't think they're forcing it, though. They're still being patient in and around the box. They've got to keep driving there. I felt like Bruce could have gone on and pushed on a little more. He seemed like he was one-on-one with Roberts. But that whole front four is causing all sorts of problems. They have all game, Dave. They've been very impressive.
Away from home, New Mexico 5, 6 and 5. The last away win was a 3-1 victory at down the Turnpike at Taft Stadium against OKC. Here's Hamilton. Moore again into the box. Hamilton's there, but good challenge coming in. And another Roughnecks player goes down. It's going to be a corner, or has the referee blown for a free kick? Just trying to see who that is down there.
I think he saw something we didn't.
Maybe a free kick. I think it's De Costa. Is it down there? Yeah. Rodrigo De Costa is down. Referee checking is okay. So we're playing the last 5 minutes here. And a final throw of the dice from New Mexico. Bringing in Kenny Akamatsu, the number 26, into the midfield. AJ Ajekwa getting something on that, but it's going to go through to Meisel. Altamirano pressing him. The header forward. De Costa, neat control from the Brazilian. Brilliant piece of play to Altamirano. Under pressure though from Bruce. Altamirano trying to go round Bruce. Beats him 3 times. Curls the ball in here to looking towards Janu Silva. And that is a foul. Well, the referee is saying there was no advantage. Just waited there. Foul for on Brian Reyes, and that is Moore who will go into the book, and I think that's about right. And a chance for the Roughnecks here with Rodrigo De Costa. You put your money on him taking this one, Steve?
Yeah, he's going to want to work the keeper from here. More stretching there, desperate to win the ball back. You could see it from the other side with Bruce, for how hard he was working to try and win the ball. They want to get the ball back, get in position and get forward any chance they get right now.
Luca Lobo around this one as well. He looks like he fancies this one. De Costa, of course. Lobo's just going to walk away. Everybody back for New Mexico. Desperate that this one will be saved or go wide of the target here. Fingernails Being bitten in the crowd here for the New Mexico fans who made the trip here. You can see the shot from behind our goal there. De Costa then will strike this one left-footed. Up he comes, and it's too high, and it's going to be a goal kick. And from the New Mexico point of view, you're happy, but from the Roughnecks point of view, you're disappointed that's gone a good yard or so over, Steve.
Yeah, I think any time you have a free kick when there's a shooting opportunity, you want to work the keeper, at least try and get it on target. And obviously De Costa there didn't get to do that.
Roughnecks 5-7-3. 7 wins this season, 5 of them here at One Oak. Wian is dispossessed by Reyes. 3 minutes, excuse me, left of the 90 now. 1-1 the score. It's going to be a long throw from Josh Suggs. Up comes Hamilton from the midfield to go make a nuisance of himself near the near post. Suggs then will come up to the white line and throw this ball in towards Hamilton. There's Hedrick with a header out. AJ Ajekwa heads it on, only as far as Suggs. And there was an offside flag. Free kick to the Roughnecks, and they won't mind taking a little bit of the sting out of this one. Down to 10 men. But they'd dearly love to snatch it. Both teams looking to snatch it late on here, Stevie Rocks.
Yeah, I think whoever gets next goal is going to win, Dave. I don't think there'll be much time for anyone else to come back and grab another goal. I think Tulsa are doing well with 10 men, though. They've really slowed the game down, stopped New Mexico building a rhythm. They've done a good job of that.
As I said, Roughnecks have drawn 7 times home here. Now here's Freighter running at the defence like he likes to, gets a trip there. And that's going to be a yellow card for Luca Lobo. Yellow cards mounting up in this game now. That's the 3rd yellow card. 4th if you count 2 for Marlon. Right decision from the referee. And a couple for Moore and Suggs for New Mexico. Wian's over this one. New Mexico pressing here. We're inside the 89th minute. Ajekwa stands in the 1-man wall. Now it's 2 as Reyes joins him. So Wian here, does he go for goal or does he chip it in behind the defence? We're about to find out here. Is there drama late on here at One Oak Field? Here's Wian. He does chip it in behind the defence. Sandoval towards goal. Lewis gets taken out and a bit of pushing and shoving. The referee's got a little bit of sorting out to do here. I think it was Moore who's got a yellow card, Steve. Went in slightly late on Lewis.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything there, Dave. I think it's a little bit of handbags in the box. I don't think there's anything really to worry about.
No, I think you're right. Referee will just slow things down and take some time. We'll just see on the replay here, just to see who it was who goes in on the keeper. It is late, and Moore has had a yellow card.
Yeah, I think, Dave, he can't help it already. Momentum's with him. He's going in. He's not going to pull out, obviously, in case the keeper does drop the ball. You've got to be careful, and obviously Tulsa players are aware he's on a yellow card, so you do what you can.
Referee choosing to keep his cards in his pocket there. There he is, the centre referee, who's had a busy night tonight in this competitive game. There's Sean Lewis, who's been beaten once. Clears the ball now into the New Mexico United half. Brought down by Yano Silva. Onto his arm, says the referee. Playing time added on now.
I think 6 minutes was the number he had up, Dave.
So, still time then. If you're a New Mexico United fan desperate for a winner here. Here's Soares. Now, here is AJ Ajekwa. A little bit early to go into the corner. Ajekwa, plenty of step-overs. Good ball to the far post. There's a header there. Away by Bruce in the end. But you have to say it's good defending there, Steve, from Tete.
Yeah, no chances, Dave. No chances. We've talked about New Mexico wanting 3 points, but they'll be very disappointed if a lapse in concentration cost them 1.
There's Altamirano with the corner. Roughnecks really going for this. Everybody back inside the area for New Mexico United. They won't want to concede now. Ball into the area. De Costa, and there's De Costa again, and there's a tap in. The referee has seen a foul. Luca Lobo is there, and I think, Steve, you're nodding your head. You agree with that one?
Yeah, I think he's given a handball, Dave. It did bounce up. It hit De Costa on the hand. I don't think he meant to do it, but handball nonetheless.
Handball nonetheless, as you say. And it means that Meisel can clear this ball. There's all sorts going on there. There's De Costa, there's legs flailing, and in the end, Lobo, I thought, with a tap in, but good block as well, even though the whistle had gone. Long ball forward. Sandoval's beaten by Mullen Roberts, who's had a pretty good game at the back for the Roughnecks. No foul. As Lobo goes to ground. Throwing on the far side for New Mexico United is Bruce, one of the numerous substitutes who come on in the second half. De Costa. Roughnecks wanting to keep possession here. Here's Altamirano running at the defence. AJ Ajekwa's in behind the defence here. Ajekwa pulls it back. Altamirano, what a save! Still the ball's loose. De Costa. And it's going to be a corner. What a great save from Meisel to keep his team at 1-1, Stevie Brox.
Absolutely fantastic save, Dave. Obviously, coming back from injury, they're glad to have him in the team today. Altamirano's going to feel he could have done better there. I think he's going to wish he could have lifted it, but it's a great save by Meisel. Does well to get down. Wonderful play from AJ Ajekwa as well. He's really come on the right-hand side. He cropped up on the left-hand side in behind the defence. And there's the shot. There's the save. Altamirano, as you said, by his own standards, might be a little bit disappointed. Corner from De Costa late on here. Have we drama right at the end here? Ball headed in. Bruce will head it away for another corner for the home side, who are eliminated from the playoffs and really are just playing for a bit of momentum to go into next season. And just with one other game next week at 3 p.m. against Reno 1868. Late drama possibly here then as Altamirano goes into the box. Freighter's up there, ball spins away to the near side. And there's the keeper who just about keeps that one out, Meisel. Never easy for a goalkeeper. Third corner in a minute for the Roughnecks. Could have been embarrassing for Meisel there, Steve. Could have been. He did well, Dave. They're going to have to stay switched on, though, because Tulsa really have given everything they've got this last 5 minutes of the game.
Still plenty of soccer to be played tonight. You can catch it all on ESPN+. Las Vegas Lights involved. Here's the ball into the area. There's Hedrick there, and the ball still loose inside the box. Here's De Costa again, just left-footing the ball to the far post, headed away. Altamirano now. He will curl one towards this near side to us. Is over Hedrick. It'll be away, and not much time now for Meisel, who wants to get this forward. He knows his team want 3 points. And the referee's just going to stop the watch here. And it's Luca Lobo who's down.
I think it's a bit of cramp, Dave.
I think you're right. Meisel's just saying to him, can you please get up? The watch will be stopped anyway with the referee. So if you're New Mexico now, Steve, are you saying, OK, we'll take the point, we'll go into our home game on Wednesday against Tacoma Defiance and try and do it that way?
Yeah, I think this is their last chance to get the ball forward now. Obviously, with Lobo having a bit of treatment, that means Tulsa have got 9 on the field until he gets waved back on. So good chance for New Mexico to try and dump the ball forward and make the numerical advantage count.
Yeah, 6 in that front line as I look up there. 6 white shirts trying to be found by Meisel here. There's a clash in the midfield. The referee plays on. Here's Freighter. Away by Reyes, only as far as Suggs here. Suggs to Moa. Onto his right foot. Infield here. William there. Belted away by Hedrick. Finds De Costa. De Costa to Silva. Altamirano. Is there one last chance for the home team here? Here's Yanu Silva up against 3, been driven wide through the legs of 1, and he wins it! Yanu Silva has just won the game for the Tulsa Roughnecks. He nutmegged the defender, poked it in with his left foot, and the Tulsa Roughnecks lead by 2 goals to 1. Stevie Brox, drama here at One Oak.
It's nothing more than they deserve, Dave, from these last 5 minutes. You know, New Mexico are going to feel hard done by the run of play. But this is absolutely fantastic feet from the big man. He does so well to keep it out of his feet. Sometimes there where you snap at a shot, but he does well. He just pokes it past keeper Meisel's head in his hands. But Yanu Silva with a great finish. And, you know, when you say boys have got nothing to play for when they're not in the playoffs, I think it shows you from the celebration how much it means to this Tulsa team. They've had a rough season with the 17 games without a win, but this finish, great feet, does well to cut back across the centre-back and just poke it with his left foot across the face of Meisel into the bottom corner. Great finish by Silva.
There he is, Yanu Silva scores the second goal. He came on as a substitute for his great mate Toby Uzo, who's a similar player. Uzo with an outstanding overhead kick. There's a yellow card for AJ Ajekwa, who bends down to do up his lace to try and waste a little bit of time. And there's Yanu Silva, his 6th of the season, and has probably won it for the Tulsa Roughnecks, who want to claim their 6th home win of the season. They won't improve on their position tonight. They're in 16th place. And we all forgot they were down to 9 men when the goal was scored, because Marlon's been sent off and Luca Lobo's just hobbled back on, having got cramp. There's orange smoke on the field as well from the Roughneck fans, who are delighted to have got that late goal. Is there more drama here? More goes towards goal. Lewis will catch this one under pressure from Freighter, and cheers around One Oak here as Lewis says, just calm things down. And you just feel, Steve, that is about that. And Mike Ensian's men are over the line for 3 points here.
Yep, I think you're right, Dave, and I think, you know, Mike Ensian deserves some credit that the changes he made were attacking. You've got 10 men and you're still going for it when you have the chances. And I think what was funny was a lot of the Tulsa players on the bench were trying to wave Altamirano to play the ball to Ajekwa. I think it was out on the left. They thought the chance went, but Silva's feet were fantastic and he did really well to poke that into the bottom corner.
Still we play on. The Roughnecks have won it back, and that is it. The Roughnecks have won this game in dramatic fashion. The two coaches shake hands. It's Mike Ensian for the Tulsa Roughnecks, who will be by far the happier. And New Mexico will need to pick themselves up, Stevie Brox, at home to Tacoma Defiance on Wednesday, because they will be bitterly disappointed that they couldn't hold on and at least take a point away here.
Yeah, I think not coming away with anything, Dave. They're going to be incredibly disappointed and also incredibly unlucky. It wasn't like this was a game where they were on the ropes hanging on. They played well. They had some great chances. They looked dangerous going forward. But ultimately, it's when you take your chances, and that's what Tulsa did tonight. They didn't have a lot of chances the second half. Altamirano with the shot that Meisel saved low down to his left. But overall, Tulsa go away with 3 points. One more game for Tulsa over the season, and now it's over to New Mexico, who know they've got to win everything that they have left, and it's not in their hands.
Yeah, Tacoma Defiance home on Wednesday the 16th, and then Las Vegas Lights to finish it off. That could be a real great game, that last one, because Las Vegas Lights are in and around the mix. There's Yanu Silva, who got the dramatic winner. There's Coach Lesan, who'll be disappointed to have not come away with something. But you can see there the Roughnecks have won by 2-1. And as you say, Steve, you know, they might have been eliminated from the playoffs, but that goal celebration for Yanu Silva means a lot to this Tulsa Roughnecks team.
I think it speaks to, obviously, the bond that these players have and the camaraderie amongst the players.
Coach Ensian has come away then with the points. As we said, New Mexico will need to pick themselves up. It's been a real battle. The goal, there is Coach Ensian. It was a struggle in the middle of the season. He knows now that he's got one more game at 3 o'clock next Saturday here at One Oak against a very fine team in Reno, 1868. There's Altamirano in the shot there. He came on and was certainly a good substitution late on. And remember, Steve Brox, as we close out for the night, they've done it with 10 men.
Yeah, they have. And again, Dave, it speaks to the grit and the character of the team to keep going when you're down to 10 men like that, especially when you're against a team that have so much to play for and so much is on the line for the opposition.
There he is, Janu Silva. There's Toby Uzo in the background, the number 9, with that amazing overhead kick goal in the 7th minute. There's the dance. That's how much it means. I want to say thank you to Stevie Brox for being alongside me. Dave Saunders here tonight. I want to thank all the production crew here who do such an amazing job. We will be back again next Saturday here on ESPN Plus at 3 o'clock for 1868 Reno, who will come into town. There's the final celebrations from the 2 goal scorers there. Thank you for your company. Final score then from One Oak here in downtown Tulsa for the final time. It's the Tulsa Roughnecks 2, New Mexico United 1.
My name's Sean Riley. I'm a practicing chiropractor in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I've been fortunate to practice for 19 years, owner-operator of the integrated facility Tulsa Spine and Rehab. This is what sets us apart at Tulsa Spine and Rehab. Integrated care. We have multiple different providers providing multiple different options for multiple different types of conditions. We have a concise treatment plan. What that means is it's not going to be open-ended. We're going to make specific recommendations. We're going to get you feeling better as quickly as we possibly can. And lastly, we're going to get you, the patient, on board with your treatment. What that means is we want to get you involved. We want to get you doing home exercise. We want you modifying activity. And what that means is we're going to try to keep you out of this office. Ultimately, we want to get you moving.
How was school today?
Mrs. Smith, what are you doing?
Recycling.
You can't put plastic bags in the blue recycling cart, but you can recycle this milk jug. You can recycle stuff from all over the house.
You can recycle this empty box.
What about these hangers?
Just aluminum and steel cans, paper and cardboard, plastic bottles and jugs,
Glass bottles and jars.
To learn more, check out TulsaRecycles.com.
In about 8th grade, I realized that my knees really were hurting, and I ended up tearing both of my patellar tendons in several places.
Dr. Stanley and Tulsa Bone and Joint, he gave us all of our options, explained them, and we knew walking out that we were in the best place possible for her. From a mom's perspective, without Dr. Stanley, without his staff, we would not have been able to give her her senior year.
I'm Chad Smith with Becco Contractors. As an employer, we're always worried about new employees coming to the job and not being aware of their surroundings and just not knowing what they're really doing because it's a new job site. So the partnership with Tulsa Tech has really helped us take that worry out of the equation. We know that they're fully trained and ready to go by the time they show up on the job.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.